Hi, I'm Mel Klusman from Klusman Racing Components in Lockwood, Missouri. Today I'm going to give a little demonstration on how our oil filter cutter works and our aviation cutter works. The FAA regulates small piston aircraft to cut your oil filter open every year for safety inspections, and we also recommend, at least when you're changing your oil, you should cut your filter open to see exactly what's in your engine. I will go over with the parts that you'll see in the element after I show you assembly and how to use the oil filter cutter. First of all, I've got just a regular oil filter cutter here. I do have an oily one over here, but I'm going to show you how to do it. It's the best. It comes like this. You can do it with your hands, but I prefer to put it in a small vise. Works a lot better that way. This is the adjustment knob that actually pushes in the filter from this hole into this cutter wheel. So right now I'll put it on the cutter wheel, or the oil filter cutter, and I'll screw it in just to where it touches, and then I turn it one turn, and then I turn it in a little bit more, and I turn it in a little bit more, and it should take about a minute to cut this out. Now, since I've already cut a few, here's what it looks like. A nice clean cut. And this is the inside of the oil filter that we will inspect in just a minute. And here's the bottom of it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change the wheel and the stud to go to aviation. Okay? So right now I will take this cutter wheel off, and I'm going to show you how to adjust that cutter wheel. It's real important to make sure that the wheel isn't sloppy so it doesn't ruin the cutter wheel. So we take the cutter wheel off, we take this standoff off right here. Okay. There is for this will be the automotive one, and then we're going to switch it over to the aviation. Some of you guys use both, okay? And really it's pretty easy to do. We have a self-locking nut in here, so it makes it real easy to get tight and stay tight. Alright, so there's the two pieces for the automotive. Now, here's the package you can get for an adapter. With the 1201s, you can get this adapter and it'll make it an aviation, or you can buy the 1203 and it has both adapters in it. Depends on what your car or airplane filter has on it. Now, first of all, we'll go ahead and screw this in here at the top. This is a bigger standoff, a taller one, because a lot of the oil filters are Champion that go on twin engines and single engines, and they're a male filter. So that male filter has to cut up higher on the filter. So that's why I'm showing you how to put this together and have both of them. Then we put the other standoff on, the stud. This is the standoff. It goes in the aviation filter inside the hole to build it up. So we'll put this on. Just simple hand tools. I could have used some air tools, but I want something everybody's got to use, and it's just about as easy. You're only doing one job. And you want to get that just tight, and then loosen it just a little bit, because you want it to slide, but you want it to be stout so it holds the oil filter. Okay, that's pretty good right there. All right, now this cutter wheel is a very important thing on the standoff. Make sure that it doesn't matter which direction you put it on. Put the small nut on it, and what I like to do is I like to go all the way just so it's snug and then back it off. and I'll show you why. Right now it won't turn, that's snug. So I'm going to loosen about 1/4 of a turn. You don't want it to wobble back and forth, you just want it to barely move on there, maybe a little bit more than that. There, that's perfect, that's exactly the way they have it. Now, here's your oil filter. It's going to probably be pretty dirty and grimy like I'm going to show you in a minute. It goes right on the top of that, and notice how far that the wheel gets up the filter. So this one is a little bit more difficult to use, but you do the same principle. Hold it down tight, a full turn, and then turn it about 1/8 of a turn and a full turn, and you will get that cut just like this, really slick. And then the filter will come out exactly like this. Now I'm going to show you a little bit why we do this. This is the messy part. Here's where all of the filter and all of the contaminants such as aluminum for piston, the bearings, bushings, and cylinders will be aluminum. If you see any silver in here, it'll be bearings. If you see any nickel type stuff, that's from your camshaft and wrist pins. And copper is bearings and bushings and valve guides, which you can see this has got some copper in it. This is off an old machine of ours, and this is just before we rebuilt it. You can see it's pretty nasty in there. But anyway, I know where that's coming from, because it's got bronze bearings, and that's where it's coming from. So anyway, here's what it looks like after you cut it off. The easiest way to cut it off is right here. You take your knife and cut all the way down, which is about 1/2 inch this way. Turn it around, cut it down this way, and then it will come out just like this. And this one we just took off in May. So anyway, now with the kit comes the all the recommended oil filter inspection materials that you might see. So it's pretty thorough. And then it also shows you on this side, gives you a little bit of idea how you do it if you forget, and it's pretty informative. So if we can help you with anything, if you need any questions on anything, this was probably our really good seller this year for the last 10 years. Please feel free to call KRC, the technical line, and I think it'll be a very valuable tool in your toolbox. Thanks for watching.